The lynchings. People have heard the stories, but now the trees are speaking. The moon is uttering her proclamations. The explanations given by the wind is chilling. Rivers are willing to testify if they'll get amnesty. Even ropes have loosened up a bit. They tell my story. They tell the gory truth about how strange fruits used to hang on trees everywhere. The sun stares me dead in the eyes and says, nobody knows the murders I've seen. I've seen a pregnant woman tied between two horses by a wicked slave master who beat the horses to run in opposite direction till they ripped the woman's midsection in two. So when her baby fell to the floor, its head was crushed by the wicked slave master's shoe. I've seen the evil that God allowed us to go through. I've seen kings turned into coons, and while Abner Louima's wounds may pass, I've seen men stuffed with gunpowder up their ass. For it was my task to look out at the pick a nigger cookouts, when trees used to be booked out for days performing lynchings on slaves to make sure hungry graves had plenty of black meat to eat. Back then, rivers used to keep secrets for the KKK, and knives would play private parts in public shows. But only fire knows this best, because their flames used to record the screams of burning flesh to impress the rest of nature. But now nature is cursed because nature was coerced into this mayhem. So now the trees that used to hang them are being cut down. The wind that blows them across the ocean is being polluted. The land is being looted of its resources. Rivers have no sources, for the forces are in pain. And even the skies now rain skin cancer when they answer for the earth. For even the earth that deserted them have become like deserts. So was it worth it? Was it worth it, moon? Why didn't you fine-tune your light so they could hide inside the night? Trees, why didn't you shed your branches and keep your leaves? Breeze, why didn't you seize the wind from blowing ships with African kings across the Atlantic? Ropes, what was so romantic about being so loose with your noose? For now the chicks have come home to roost, and they've got truth to tell their side. For with all my pride and might, the only thing I did as sunlight was to make it hard for them to hide. And I've watched and seen so many of them die that I had to start hiding behind the clouds. But now the clouds carry signs to protest me. After 12 billion years now, time wants to arrest me as an accessory to the crimes committed against a people older than time. And I'm guilty, guilty I cry, while I'm waiting for the darkness like their skin to sentence me, the son, to die. So I asked the knives to testify, to bring them eye to eye with the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help them God. But the knife said, God is responsible for the hurt and the pain. Blame God for the mayhem and the millions I've slain. For God blinded justice. So before we discuss this, give justice her eyes. For even truth would tell lies in the eyes of a knife. And what do you want from the life of a knife? You want to know what it's like when I slice through their feelings? Do you know what it's like to think life has no meaning? Could you live with the screaming of an unborn child? Or the pain or the fear in the wombs I defiled? How many pregnant women you think lost their child? For I was a vial of death. I made bones get undressed by cutting off flesh to molest grown men in public. For screams was my music, and pubic hairs witnessed the sickness I did, while men lived in fear of me. Private parts were scared of me, for I impaired every man. I left hands without fingers, faces without lips, women without tits, and men without whose blood still drips from my eye, because I cry for that nation. But what could I do? Tell me, what could I do? If you were in God's hands, tell me, what could you do? Blame God for the lynchings. Blame God for the lynchings.